What's up, everyone? This is Silver Slayer. I'm currently doing a 37,000 subscriber giveaway. The entry video is still up, so you have time to win some free silver. I mean, how amazing is that? You got to be subscribed. I'm also doing a giveaway every 1,000 subscribers till I hit 40,000. And then I'm giving away over $1,000 worth of silver once I hit 40,000 subscribers. So you got to be subscribed. I also post daily videos. So if the giveaways aren't really your thing, or if that's not enough to count on your subscription, then at least subscribe, because I'll give you that daily dose of precious metals, which is vital. Today we're talking about how Idaho's House votes to encourage holding physical gold and silver to protect states' reserves. People are finally realizing paper money, fiat currency, it's not cutting it. We need precious metals to hold our reserves, to make sure that we actually have something of real value. I mean, the only reason America's considered the richest country in the world is because we own the most gold. I mean, think about that. If we're comparing a country's wealth, determining from how much gold they have, let's put that to a person-to-person perspective. You get what I'm saying? Now, the Idaho State House today overwhelmingly approved a bill which enables the state treasurer to protect state reserve funds from inflation and financial risk by holding physical gold and silver. See, this is interesting from a political level. We're looking behind the scenes of a lot of legal stuff, and we don't really get that point of view. We really don't get that type of information or this sense of precious metals to this degree. It is interesting, and this article definitely catches my attention for that. I mean, they said overwhelmingly approved. So people know that gold and silver has real value. People know the way the direction the dollar is headed, right? State representatives voted 51-19 to pass the House Bill 7, the Idaho Sound Money Reserves Bill, sending the measure introduced by Representative Ron Nate and Senator Steve Vick to the Senate for a hearing. Backed by the Sound Money Defense League, others, HB 7 would permit but not require the state treasurer to hold some portion of state funds in physical gold and silver to help secure state assets and financial turmoil, and or to achieve capital gains measured in Federal Reserve notes. So it almost seems like this is like a subliminal message saying, the dollar's collapsing, we might need to, invest a little bit into or hold some physical gold and silver because things aren't looking too hot, especially throwing all these trillions of dollars out that we don't have in this excessive spending from Joe Biden. I mean, things aren't looking too good right now, and we better protect Idaho by at least holding something of real value. Testifying earlier before the House State Affairs Committee, Nate said, with new concerns about financial instability, which I was just talking about, I guess, it makes sense for investors and it makes sense for states to turn to real assets, especially in terms of precious metals to protect their funds. I mean, precious metals, that statement right there was perfect. Precious metals is the only thing of real value that's going to protect yourself against the impending doom that we have. J.P. Cortez, policy director of Sound Money Defense League, said because of market conditions and, statutory constraints, Idaho's reserves are invested almost exclusively in low-yielding debt paper, such as corporate bonds, tax anticipation notes, municipal bonds, repurchase agreements, CDs, treasuries, and money market funds. These debt instruments appear to have low volatility, but they can carry other risks, including pernicious inflation and steady erosion in real value of principal, coupled with interest rates that are negative in real terms. So by holding almost nothing but low-interest debt paper, Idaho's reserves have mustered a return well below 2%, a negative rate of return when adjusted for inflation. So H7 simply adds the authority to hold physical gold and silver directly and in a manner that does not assume the counterparty and default risks involved with other state holdings. Meanwhile, H7 bill does not grant any authority to buy stocks, futures contracts, or other financial instruments, including Bitcoin, etc. They're talking about precious metals. All that other stuff, it doesn't have the same type of value, the same type of stability that precious metals have. Nothing does. An allocation of physical, keyword physical, gold and silver fits squarely within the objective to protecting Idaho idle monies against financial risks and would logically be included in a list of safe investment options. And that shouldn't just be with Idaho. That shouldn't just be with states. That should be with you as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you love Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a great investment. Use the profits from Bitcoin to reinvest in the precious metals. The monetary metals can provide a hedge against inflation, debt default risks, a stock market declines, and have historically boosted investment returns while also reducing volatility. So here's the thing. Of course, the governments, the banks, they know that precious metals are real money, but they're not going to portray that to you. They're not gonna talk about that in articles and sources because the dollar is a direct threat, or precious metals, gold and silver is a direct threat to the U.S. dollar, right? When you're putting your money out of fiat currency into precious metals, you've taken the power away from them. Even states, Idaho, you know what they're trying to do? They know that the dollar doesn't have any power, so they're trying to hold on to the gold and silver because they know that's the only thing they have that's going to give them any type of value. Now, we know platinum has been surging, 6-year highs. Could silver be next? Interesting article. There's also a video that goes along with it if you want to check that out yourself. The link to these 2 articles will be in the description. I also thought this was interesting because a lot of times there is patterns, right? Not only just with gold rising and then silver does, but with platinum, palladium, other things, it's almost like a ripple effect, and that definitely could mean that silver could be next up to bat. So with metal prices hitting the highest in years and oil trading well above $50 a barrel, a new commodity super cycle is now firmly underway. Everyone from Goldman Sachs to Bank of America have been calling for a bull market in commodities. We're talking about Bank of America calling for 50 plus 100. They said around $100 silver in a couple of years, but 50 plus at the end of 2021. Citibank, who else? I think Saxo Bank, Goldman Sachs, even the Silver Institute, all very bullish on precious metals. JP Morgan is now the latest Wall Street bank predicting the start of a new commodity super cycle in 2021. I really don't care anything what JP Morgan has to say. If they're saying that, though, it should be something to take note because they're probably manipulating it to be that way. JP Morgan is the most scam fraud bank ever. Jamie Dimon, this stuff is crazy. They got caught manipulating the silver markets with billions of dollars. They got caught. It's called spoofing, placing false buy orders or fake buy orders on these exchanges, canceling it before they go through. 3 of their employees got sent to prison. JP Morgan is a big no-no. But anyways, JP Morgan analysts noted in their latest report that a long-term boom across the commodities complex appears underway, and there could be big gains ahead for the entire sector. Prices may also jump as an unintended consequence of the fight against climate change, which threatens to constrain oil supplies while boosting demand for metals needed to build renewable energy infrastructures, batteries, and electric vehicles. One such metal is silver, and that's the thing that's used in all this stuff. 5G towers, electric vehicles, solar panels, silver, ion or lithium batteries. Silver is a key component in renewable energy and solar power technology, kind of what I was just talking about. And that could exceed 3,000 tons in 2021. That's just the beginning. They're talking about by 2025 carbon emission gone, or even 2030, but some are saying 2025, China, the entire world's jumping on board. So silver is going to be needed across the entire world more and more, but silver mines are depleting. Not much silver to go around, and the silver that is going around is getting thrown away. Not much is getting recycled. So, as governments around the world pursue more aggressive environmental policies to combat climate change, this alone will continue to be a major driver of silver demand for years to come. That's alone. Not even talking about individual investors like you and I. You saw how fast silver, people could jump on the silver bandwagon. APMEX was out of stock, so not only just from people like you and I, but big business as well. Silver was already traders' favorite last year as the precious metal rallied nearly 60%. Still remains one to watch in 2021. Silver was the number 1 performing asset in 2020, which is crazy, but it still could do that in 2021. Earlier this week, platinum took center stage, rallying to 6-year highs. A lot of people only focus on gold, and I want to pass that question to you. Do you just invest into silver, or do you diversify into gold? Do you invest in a copper, platinum, palladium? Do you go into any of the other stuff, or do you focus on silver? I focus a lot more on silver nowadays, just because the gold to silver ratio is so low, right? When the gold to silver ratio is higher, I focused more on, well, it depends. It's definitely circumstantial. You can use the gold to silver ratio to see which investment or which metal is better at that point in time. When the gold to silver ratio is high, that means gold is extremely outperforming silver. And when it's low, that means silver is outperforming gold. Right now, the ratio are like 67. Silver is outperforming gold left, right, up, down, front, and center. When the ratio was 125 to 1 last March, gold was outperforming silver dramatically. So that's just a little glimpse into what's happening right now, where things could be with Idaho, and why states are finally trying to hold on to their precious metals. And we also see some stuff from platinum, which could be bullish for silver. If you thought this video was educational, informational, at least entertaining, make sure to smash the like button. I post daily videos. Also, make sure you subscribe, because I'm doing my 37,000 subscriber silver giveaway. And yes, you want to be entered, especially for that 40,000 subscriber one. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.